Okay. So, when we talk about thesis statements, I have us use a formula, which is X equals A plus B plus C ellipses sub N. I use this formula for several reasons. The first, academic arguments require a logical foundation, a logical organization, and a logical progression. And the language of logic is math. The second, when we learn about what these variables stand for in just a few moments, it helps us as writers to ensure that all these pieces are present um, within the thesis statement. The third reason is for the priority of structure and function that are paramount to beauty, right? Um, those are the things that we are concerned about, and making the thesis statement something which is pleasant, or that flows nicely, is a secondary priority, right? And by stripping the thesis statement sort of down to this sort of fundamental statement in logic, it reinforces that is our priority. Um, Fourth, it allows us to understand this statement as a statement that it occurs in pieces, which can then be altered far more easily as new information arises, and that new information necessitates that we make changes to our thesis statements. And the fifth is that it makes building the rest of the paper a lot easier, a lot faster, and not only does it do so without sacrificing quality, it actually helps us to improve the quality of our papers. And so there's just a lot of good reasons to do this. Now, when we're using X equals A plus B plus C ellipses sub N, right? Here's what those things stand for, okay? So the X is going to stand for our claim. A claim is a provable or disprovable statement. An opinion is a claim, right? The equal signs is going to be what connects our claim to the thing which follows, which is our roadmap. And that roadmap is signified by the quantity A plus B plus C ellipses sub N. Ellipses sub N in mathematical terms means that this pattern continues until it stops, right? So, so for our roadmap, if we're going to stop at three different places, right? If we have three major reasons, then all it needs to be is A, B, and C, right? But if we have six reasons, right, until it stops, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And this structure functions for a little 5-paragraph paper you do for a test in a class. It also functions for a much larger scale undertaking. Okay. So we have this. Now I have some questions for you. Okay. First question: why do you think this works? Why structure it this way? Why does a structure work? Okay. I said logic, but why does this logic work this way? Right. Explain it to me like I'm 7. Okay. Your answer for this will be part of your attendance question in our next class meeting. Okay. While you're okay, the second question, I want you to look for this in a future video, and be thinking about this, right? How does the thesis help us choose our evidence? Okay. Right. And the third one, right? Name one of the two values that I said earlier, that are priorities over beauty. Okay. Thank you so much.